And thank you so much to all of you who are joining us live. We are still at Ginimbi Genius Kadungure's house, where thousands of people have come across all lives to pay their last respects here to one of Zimbabwe's most popular person ever alive. I know we've covered many funerals, but to us, across all funerals we've ever covered, this is the biggest in terms of magnitude and support and people we've come through. And we are right here. A few minutes back, we've been witnessing the official burial. So officially, Ginimbi is 6 feet down, and we have got his closest friend, Rimo, who's joining us right now. Rimo, thank you so much for the time you've just given us.
Thank you.
Great. We've just witnessed, I know this is not the easiest of the times. A few minutes back, we witnessed the official burial of your friend Ginimbi Genius Kadungure. But let me just take you back quickly to the incident that led us here. You are reported to have been some few minutes away from the actual accident. Can you confirm this as a matter of fact?
Yes, I was probably 7 minutes out. I got there to the scene 7 minutes after it happened. Yeah.
What has happened that day? Were you guys racing? What's the story? What exactly was transpiring?
Okay. We left the club together. I'm a bit sketchy with the time, but if we drive out, it's either we use one car or we take two cars going to the club. So time to go home. We were together until we got to Border Road, where Ginimbi sped off. So obviously a Rolls Royce is a fast vehicle, so there's no way you can keep up in a Range Rover. As I was getting closer to the scene, I could see fire from a distance. Talking to myself, I'm like, this must have happened just now. And then I see his purple bumper on the road.
When you saw the fire, did you even think it was him, or you thought there was something else going on?
I thought there was something else going on. And then someone came rushing to my car and said, Rimo, your friend has just had an accident. So still, when he told me, it hadn't even registered. But then I was like, where is he? Like, he's okay. We took him out the car. Let's rush him to the hospital. So I parked my car by the side. And then I went to his body. So when I got to his body, he looked at me and then he closed his eyes. The person who took him out the car, he looked for a pulse and there was no pulse. I did the same and there was no pulse. So after that, I was in a state of shock, a state of confusion.
So when you got there, you had no pulse already?
He looked at me and then he closed his eyes.
Okay.
And then that's when the guy checked for a pulse and there was no pulse. I did the same. There was no pulse. At that time, I think I just lost it. I didn't know what to do. Or the first thing to do when someone is lying dead on the floor. So I took my phone out, and to be honest, if you were to see what I was dialing, you yourself would see that no, it's not making sense. There was hashtag star, hashtag. This is me trying to dial for an ambulance, but there was no specific number I was dialing because I was so confused and traumatized. A friend of Genius who usually jogs on that road grabbed me and he says, Rimo, do you have anything in your car so we cover his body? So I took my gym pants, my red gym pants, and then we covered his body. So now a lot of people had actually been on the scene taking pictures and all that stuff. So we were trying to disperse people. That's when I called family members, I called friends, I called workmates.
That time already, the other car was on fire and these girls are still trapped.
Yes, the girls were still trapped. And this guy, when he left Ginimbi, he tried to go and help the other people, but the fire was just, the car exploded mildly, and people dispersed from the car. So there was really nothing that they could do. He actually got burnt on his hand trying to help the others. Yeah, so after that, the first person on the scene was my uncle. He came with his wife. A relative of his called Mike also came to the scene, and together we helped disperse people from his body who were trying to take pictures. So what hurts me the most, what really hurt me the most is people were stopping by, and instead of asking how can we assist, the majority of them like, no, come, let's take a picture, it's Ginimbi. It's Ginimbi. And say, what happened? And did Ginimbi, come, let's take pictures. It's such a scene. How someone can think of wanting to be the first person to record that someone is late. So that's what hurt me, and those are the people that we were pushing away from the scene. So what we then decided to do, Mike rushed to the police station to get the police. So we removed the body from the scene and go to the police station because a lot of people were coming in numbers. A lot of people were called. It became something else. A lot of people came to the scene. Yes.
How long did it last? While his body was there and people were gathering, approximately how long was this scene for?
No, it lasted for a long time because remember the car is burning, and there are other people who were still in the car. The fire brigade actually came much later when the fire was put out. So we went to the police station. From the police station, we went to the hospital. From the hospital, we went to Nyaradzo. That's where we left Ginimbi's body at Nyaradzo.
I need you to understand something, that this car, it's meant to be one of the safest cars around. It exploded. Was there anything in the car that would have caused an explosion? What's your understanding of this explosion, and how could it have happened? What could have triggered the explosion?
Look, I'm not an expert in cars or anything, but from my knowledge, the impact was too much. Even when I got to the scene, the wreck was something else. The tank, obviously the tank was full. So with that type of speed and the tree that he hit into, nothing happened to the tree, mind you. The tree was intact.
After crashing the Honda Fit, he went to crash the
No, he didn't crash the Honda Fit. He was trying to avoid the Honda Fit. He was trying to avoid the Honda Fit. So in trying to avoid it, he slightly hit it by the bumper, and it's from what one of the guys in the car was saying, it was spinning. And the driver, the next thing that he remembered was people pouring water on his face. Yes. So,
Probably he collapsed.
yes, he collapsed. He collapsed. So, look, like I said, I don't know much about the manufacturers of cars or whatever, but the impact and the speed, I presume, is what caused the fire. Because remember, the tank is damaged. There's petrol and obviously the electrics in the car. Like, I'm sure it caused a spark or something for the car to burn. But this is from my personal point of view. Yes.
So officially, you can confirm that there were 2 other girls and 2 other guys. All in all, there were 4 people in the car.
Yes.
So, was this a near head-on collision with the Honda Fit? Can you say it was almost a head-on collision? Or what was it?
Yeah, it was a near head-on collision. So
He then avoided.
he avoided that, but in trying to avoid that, he lost control and went into a tree. Yes.
let me ask you a very unfair question, Rimo. Some people are saying that you were very close, you could have done better, and they are suspecting that you could be actually behind the death of your friend. What's your response towards this speculation? Because social media is already rife with such allegations.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. All this social media, I'd been seeing it. I've been told by family and friends to avoid social media right now. But, it's something that you can't avoid. All I can tell you is I pray to God that all those people that are writing those terrible things about me are never in the situation that I was in. I pray to God that it doesn't happen to any of them, because when something like that happens, I didn't know what to do. I was shocked. My friend was there lying on the floor. I didn't know what to do. So I pray no one ever is in that situation, because we all handle things differently. Yes.
Some people say that when death is about to come, there's a way that people kind of feel that it's coming, they are going to be in danger. You've been very close to Genius. Did he at any point show any such weird signs or any ways of saying that probably maybe something was going to befall him that you may know as a friend? Has ever spoken or shared anything of that in regard to that?
He hasn't, I wouldn't say that, but obviously here and there you would have a conversation, but not because he was planning or anything along those lines, but just general conversation between friends, As you can see, he's got a serious empire that he has here, you know what I mean? I mean, he would, here and there, he would talk about what he would want to happen if he was to ever die, but it's just general conversation that you would have, coming from someone who's got all these assets and cars. So to me, I took it as normal conversation. Yes.
Genius was still a senior bachelor. You are also a senior bachelor, if I'm not mistaken. if for lack of better word, you what's with you guys? I know we are all the same age, and when we grow to be our age, a lot of people expect us to be married. You guys, you're not married. What's up with that?
Okay. Genius had a certain lifestyle. Look, he's my guy, and I'm not going to expose him on TV or whatever. But
tell us at least something that may make us understand him, because to be honest, a lot of people need to understand what goes on in his head, especially for a man with such an empire. I honestly need to have an understanding. If you won't tell me all, tell me something, please.
Genius is someone that loves to have fun, with no restrictions.
It was all for all to say true.
Yes, no restrictions. So I think having a wife in his life would be something that would slow him down, or I don't know. Yeah, but his lifestyle. I remember when someone asked him that why aren't you married with what you have? His answer to that person was, you recently saw I bought a Ferrari and a Lamborghini. In your right state of mind, does it tell you that I want to settle down? Those little toys, are those the toys that
big boys play around with?
That someone wanting to get married buys? Someone that wants to get married would have Land Cruisers, you would have, family cars. Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's not me.
But until when? What's the end game? Up until when? What's the plan?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
Genius was 36 years old. As much as he was living a bachelor life, between you and me, we're men. Sooner or later, you'd want to settle down. I'm talking on my behalf. You can't live this lifestyle for long. I've got a daughter. You understand? So sooner or later, you're going to, you know what? I think I've partied enough in life. He didn't have any children. Let me start a family, let me settle down. Sooner or later, from my personal thinking, I'm sure he was, this is me, I could be wrong. I'm sure he was going to settle down, yes.
Did Genius have any kid, official, unofficial?
Not from my knowledge, he had no kids, yes, he had no kids.
You had a kid. That means you've got a kid, yeah. yeah. You actually have a kid now. And that means that you do have somehow a family's life, so to say. And yeah, and you have a seed to look after. Did it ever worry Genius to say, what if the West befalls me and I've got no kid or no blood of my own to inherit? Does this question ever rings in his head?
To be honest, we've never spoken about that. I'll be lying to you if I said it rang to him, because we've never had a conversation about that. Yes. Yeah.
Usually when a man amasses his wealth, we are all men. We all want to say, you know what, I'll leave a certain inheritance for my children, a legacy, exactly. Because that's what we all work for and for. And I'm trying to strike something that, as a friend, it never worried you?
If it did, he never opened up to me. Like I said, Genius was a different type of person, you know. If he had any problems or anything, Genius keeps things to himself. He would never show. You know, as a friend, I would know that there's a problem here and there. I'll do whatever in my capacity to console him. But overall, he was a pillar. I think that's the word I was looking for. He was a serious pillar, and he didn't want his community, his relatives, to ever think that they can never count on him. Be there problems or not, he was a pillar to this community. Yes.
How helpful was he? We've got social media doing rounds that he never cared of his own, he never took care of even his father. He last saw his father like many years back, and he's not even close with his family. Please, if you can shed light into this relationship within these parents and family members, so to say.
You know what? Social media can portray a certain image of someone, and once that image is portrayed, that's the image that will be running on the internet. Genius did a lot for his relatives, his parents. He did a lot for them that I saw personally. His father would come in here, greet us. The time that we meet the dad is the time that we're going to train in the morning. Comes in the morning, he does his thing around the yard, you know. So that side I never saw. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have, he's my friend, yes, but I don't need to polish or marinate you or whatever. He's late now, and you're expecting to find out the type of person that Genius was. And you see, with Genius, what you saw is what you got. He didn't have any problems with his family. Yes, there are situations where families, relatives, they argue, but it was nothing deep. It was nothing deep. He went out of his way for his relatives. He went out of his way for his sisters. He went out of his way for his mom, his dad.
His father, sisters, or friends had some nights or days they used to come here, sleep here.
Oh, yes.
They used to come here.
To this day, Genius takes care of his sister's children. They stay here. To this day, they stay here.
So he lived with his sister?
He lived with his sister's children, and here and there his sister would come for some weekends. He lived with them here. He stays with his younger sister. She stays here as well, and he takes care of her. He's the one who pays her tuition at the UZ. So he even bought her a car for her to use to go to school.
Oh, what kind of car?
It's a Toyota Corolla, but a recent model. It's a recent model, yes. Yes.
Right, let's get into one of the biggest social media issues doing rounds. You are a Genius friend, and you have said that there are some things that you probably may not have known about Genius. Can we clear some air there? How much would you have known about allegations, conspiracy theories doing rounds that Genius used juju to amass this wealth?